Can you figure out whose video this is? Arrived in Siem Reap, Cambodia this morning. It would have been about 7:45. Took about an hour and a half flight. I'm sitting in Home Cocktail Restaurant. The time is 12:15, 12:20. I would have never been drinking beer if I didn't have to wait until 2 o'clock to clock in or sign in or get into my hotel. So I was in here one other time and I gave a little video of this place. I think I uploaded it. So every time you come in here, and I've come in here many times, the very first time and every single beer afterwards, I'm telling you, 100%, they will go over in the freezer and get you a frozen mug and then go over and pour you another beer. Another thing they do is, if you can see, I'll turn this up here, is there's all these fans up here on the ceiling, and I always sit here in the same place. They'll turn the fan on for me, and I was hot because I did quite a bit of walking. They even have fans outside. Well, it was running just a few minutes ago when the couple was out here eating. Nice little place. The only thing I don't like is when I first got here, they had that fan running, but the one behind me not. So I thought, I'm just going to sit out here a little bit and try to get a breeze, because I was sweating a lot. But those are the most uncomfortable chairs. I sat down there and I leaned back. Well, there's no back on the chair. I don't know who came up with that idea. So it's nice to be back here. Tomorrow I'm going to come down here early and I'm going to give you an update on this Hospital Street road construction that they did, and they ended up doing a lot more than I thought they were going to do. So this morning, actually last night, I set my phone, the alarm on there. I reset it for 2 a.m. because my flight was scheduled for 6:15 a.m. Had to get up, take a shower. I have to pack everything in that backpack, walk to the airport. Because it's so different than before, I wanted to make sure I could figure out where I was going. Yeah, I woke up, I think it was almost 2:30, because even though I changed the time, I forgot to push that little bar over to turn the alarm on. So much for that. So I rushed in and took a quick shower, started throwing everything in my backpack, and I walked down through, and that's where the confusion started. It's a brand new terminal, but the signage is terrible. So I was so confused, I ended up going to the information kind of a booth outside The lady there, she had headphones on, but I think she was sleeping. So she took the headphones off, and I asked her, I said, all I asked was international flights, departure. That's it. So she kind of lazily put her arm out, direction to my right, and she said number 2. And I had no idea what that meant. And so I kept looking, she goes, number 2. So I started walking down through, and there was labels on the doors. The first one is number 1, second one is number 2. I said, great. So I walk in, and immediately they've got the x-ray. So I can't remember how she worded it, something that I was in the wrong place. And I said, well, I just kind of pointed back. I go, well, she just said number 2. So she's okay. So they sent the backpack through the x-ray machine. So I grabbed it, and I kind of went to the right. I'm just totally confused. I don't even know. There's nobody else there. And every door said exit. So I went the other direction to my left, went all the way down through. Now I'm really starting to question whether I'm in the right place. So I looked, and there was an information. There's a guy there. So I asked him, I said, is this for international? Oh, let me backtrack. When I went to that x-ray machine, I told her where I was going. I go, I'm going to Cambodia. I'm going to Siem Reap, Cambodia. And she had this blank expression on her face. So apparently Cambodia, even though the countries border each other, didn't mean anything to her. So anyways, the information guy says, no, the building in the direction I just came from, next building. So I went there. Let me see, I went in, and it said I had to go to 3rd floor. Well, I kept going up, and I wasn't sure how they labeled them. I wasn't sure which one I started on. And you go the escalator, you get the top, it doesn't tell you what floor you're on. So I thought, well, it must be the 3rd floor is the top one, so I kept going up. And there was a bunch of like fast food places. And the last one is Burger King, so I kind of walked there, and I go, this just doesn't seem right. So I walked around the end of Burger King, and then I got in this hallway. Well, it was like Burger King's delivery place. Here I'm wandering around in the back of Burger King. So I backtracked all the way out. I looked at the elevator number, and before it said 3, now it said 4. I said, there's 4 floors here. So I went back down one on the escalator. Now I'm on number 3, and I'm wandering around. I found the Air Asia desk, and I went around the corner, and I looked at the monitor up there to look for my flight, which was at 6:15. I saw it, and they had on there that you could book in at that point, which was like 3 hours early, and I was really surprised that you could do it that early. So anyways, you know how they have those, it's almost like a labyrinth. So when you got all those people, they go back and forth, back and forth. There was absolutely nobody there. Nobody. I'm the only person. So I walked through that labyrinth, and I got up to the counter, and there was 2 people there, and the lady kind of motioned to the guy, so I went over there, took my passport, and printed out a boarding pass. And when I went from Siem Reap to Thailand, they weighed your carry-on, and it couldn't be over 7 kilograms. So I'm trying to wear the clothes that are the heaviest. I got my blue jeans on, I got my denim shirt on, and he didn't make any difference. He never weighed them. So then I went, he pointed me over to immigration. This is where my anxiety really starts going up. Immigration and the security where they check your bags and stuff like that. Anyways, I got to the immigration. First guy just kind of passed me through, and there was a lady at the little booth there, real friendly, smiling. usually you can't get anything out of them. I don't know what their deal is. It's almost like they can't show any expression. She was smiling, she took care of everything, stamped my passport. Then I go to the security one. Well, this is one of the best I've ever been through. I had like 6 pretty Thai ladies helping me take stuff out of my backpack, putting it in those totes, and the lady actually asked me if I had anything in my pocket, and I forgot. Normally I put it in the side of my backpack, but I left it in my pocket. So I reached in, I put that in the tote. I walked through the body x-ray machine, got the other side. Now I got 2 ladies helping me take everything out and help me hand it to me so I can put everything back. This was the absolute best experience that I have ever had through an airport, going through immigration and security. The absolute best. So I'll tell you one last thing of my almost stupidity. So it said they were going to start boarding at 5:35. Normally it's 30 minutes, but this is 40 minutes. And I'm thinking because Air Asia, they don't go right up to the airport. You have to actually get in a bus. The bus takes you out onto the tarmac, and then you climb the stairs and everything. Well, I decided I wanted to go to the bathroom, and when I came back out, it's gate 81, and now there's a whole line of people on gate 81. And I look at the clock and it says 5:25. I go, well, they must have started 10 minutes early. So I get in line and I keep working my way up towards the front. And about halfway there, I just happen to look over to the screen for gate 81, and it says boarding for Macau. I've heard the name Macau. I don't know exactly where Macau is, but that's where I almost ended up. Now, they would have noticed it when I got up there. And actually, after I realized and turned around and went back, I saw quite a few people that went up there and turned around and walked back down that aisle to their seat. So I wasn't the only one. So, hour and a half later, I got to the Siem Reap airport. Like last time, there was so many people there. This time at 7:45 in the morning, it was almost empty. I kind of zipped through there, walked outside. There's a whole bunch of people there with pieces of paper with names on it. I looked ahead, the very first piece of paper I looked at had my name on it. Boom. Got in the tuk-tuk to the hotel, and right now I have to wait until 2 p.m. before I can check in. Doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why couldn't they let me go in like at noon or 1 o'clock? You know, there's no way in my mind that at 1:30 p.m. every single room was dirty, and exactly 2 p.m. every single room is going to be immaculate. But I didn't push the issue. But I still got my jeans on, walking around this heat. So I decided, I walked around a little while, went down to my new favorite place to have something to eat. Got something to eat. And now I'm over here drinking a beer. Guess that can't be all bad. Another hour and a half. Talk to you later.